Learning web development could be expensive, could be demanding, but I believe that we can learn by ourselves, not spending a dime, just the internet connection and the time that you need to devote in order to learn anything. So I am recording, starting with this video, the whole path of learning web development through a free service, a free website that is called the Odin Project. The Odin Project has a heading that says your career in web development starts here. And I invite you to follow me in this learning path. I will record all the process until I finish learning all that is set to learn in this website, in order to motivate you, to motivate as many people as I can, and show them that it is possible to learn web development this way. I will be recording these videos, uploading the videos, and that way show people what they can also do by themselves. So if you want to continue receiving these videos and follow the learning path, don't forget to click on the bell so as to receive the reminders of the new videos I'll be uploading. I try to be as to upload videos as many as possible, to be constant in this effort so as to motivate you and show you what you can expect from this learning website. So let's begin with my name's Javier, by the way. I'm from Ecuador, Guayaquil, Ecuador, and I do this as a service and as a way to motivate people and show people that you can learn by yourself, and you can, even if you don't have a lot of money to invest in this kind of learning or courses or whatever, you can do it, and then you can provide services. You can use that knowledge in order to build your business, which is what I have done with previous knowledge I have gotten, both in English teaching and also in things related to technology. So what is the Odin Project? This that you are seeing on your screen is the website of the Odin Project. As I told you, it says your career in web development starts here, and it also says our full stack curriculum is free and supported by a passionate open source community. So it offers a full stack curriculum and is completely free. I will show you the curriculum, but let's continue with the description of the opening page. It says how it works. I'll read it for you, okay? This is the website we wish we had when we were learning on our own. We scour the internet looking for only the best resources to supplement your learning and present them in a logical order. So it has this: learn from a curriculum with the best curated online tutorials, blogs, and courses. Build thousands of portfolios worthy projects along the way, from simple scripts to full programs and deployed websites. It also says connect. You're not alone. Learn and get help from our friendly community of beginner and experienced developers. What is it that you are going to learn? It says learn everything you need to know for web development. Obviously, it teaches you intermediate HTML and CSS, advanced HTML and CSS, JavaScript, databases, React, Node.js, Ruby on Rails, Ruby, and finally getting hired, which is what most people want to do in the end. If you listen children singing and shouting on the street, is because it's carnival here in Ecuador and people are outside of their houses celebrating this important event. Okay, we Ecuadorians are very noisy when we celebrate, but I have devoted this time to learn to improve myself. Okay, so, and it also have success stories at the beginning. For example, here we have Rod Pando. He says TOP, the Odin Project, was a perfect match for my learning style, not walking me through an entire project, but actually forcing me to figure it out on my own by pointing me. Well, it continues like that. So there are many motivating descriptions that you can read once you access this website. Remember, the URL is the odinproject.com, the odinproject.com. Now, what are the learning paths that I mentioned? I previously mentioned once you click here, view full curriculum, it shows you the learning path. Okay, all paths. So everybody begins with foundations, which is what we are starting today. It says here, this is where it all begins. A hands-on introduction to all of the essential tools you'll need to build real working websites. You'll learn what web developers actually do and the foundations you'll need for later courses. And after that, then choose a learning path. So you can go on the left with full stack JavaScript. So this path takes you through our entire JavaScript curriculum. The courses should be taken in the order that they are displayed. You'll learn everything you need to know to create beautiful, responsive websites from scratch using JavaScript and Node.js. And then you can click on Explore. It has 7 courses. It will prepare you for that. And the second path, the one on the right, says Full Stack Ruby on Rails. This path takes you through our entire Ruby on Rails curriculum. The courses should be taken in the order that they are displayed. You learn everything you need to know to create beautiful, responsive websites from scratch using Ruby on Rails. And then it asks you for your support, which would be important to support their teaching efforts. Okay, and now we are starting. It gives you the chance to create your own profile. So I did that. You have to sign up in order to start. Then, and this is basically not for some kind of engagement or or hook. No, nothing like that. It's simply to keep track of your progress. Okay, I show you this, and then we are starting with this. This is important. It's about the Odin Project. Let me show you this description. You can find this below in the About Us here, About Us. So, but let me share it with you anyway. So it says, the Odin Project is one of those what I wish I had when I was learning resources. Not everyone has access to a computer science education or the funds to attend an intensive coding school, and neither of those is right for everyone anyway. This project is designed to fill the gap for people who are trying to hack it on their own but still want a high quality education. So, and I can tell you it's truth, it's high quality. What you can expect at the Odin Project: a full roadmap to becoming a developer. Our free comprehensive curriculum will equip you to be a full stack developer no matter your current experience level. At the end, you'll become a full stack developer. Also, learn by doing. The most effective learning happens while building projects, so we have strategically placed them throughout our curriculum. These projects will make a strong portfolio for you to showcase on your resume. Next, receive support from others. The maintainers of the curriculum run a Discord community with the help of countless other volunteers where you can receive help with anything in our curriculum. And finally, open source and community driven. You can deepen your understanding and improve your GitHub skills by contributing to our open source curriculum and helping others in our Discord community. And this is an overview of the Odin Project. It has currently 1,766,082 learners, almost 2 million, 5,000 contributors, and it was founded on 2013. What is the origin of this project? The Odin Project provides a free open source coding curriculum that can be taken entirely online. Since its inception, it has helped many students to get hired as developers and has assisted countless others in learning enough programming to work on their own personal projects. Eric Troutman founded the Odin Project in 2013. Currently, it is maintained and continually improved by a team of volunteers, many of whom learn to code with us. Many find success from Odin Project's curriculum because of its hands-on approach with learning and emphasis on building projects. The curriculum is meticulously curated to ensure the content is up to date, and it is open source. Okay? And it shows you how to connect with them on Discord, which we are going to do later. Okay? And now we will start with the introduction. Okay? Once you connect, once you create your profile, you go to, let me show you from the beginning, the foundations course. 1 second please. Okay, you get your dashboard, so you click here your profile, or no, here you create your profile and you click here, up here where it says dashboard. Okay, and then you have your name and skill progress. So I started that, but I will start it again so you can see the whole process. By the way, I will not be cutting the information, any mistakes. This will be completely online, so it will completely live, so it will show you what to expect. It will show you the mistakes people make, my mistakes in this case, in order to give you a completely comprehensive view of what you are going through if you follow this learning path. Okay, so let's begin with foundation. So let's click here, and then you have this overview. This is where it all begins, a hands-on introduction to all of the essential tools you need to build real working websites. You'll learn what web developers actually do, the foundations you'll need for later courses. Excuse me, your throat gets dry when you speak too much, so that's what I need, to drink some water. So I hope nobody gets upset for that. Okay, and if you get upset, my apologies. Now let's go to the, it says 1 2 3 4 5. Let's read each one of those. Well, I went through all of these already, and I show you. Okay, I had some education in computer science, but I couldn't finish the university, but I know a few things about it, but I will not use that knowledge, so I'll simply go through the natural learning process that most people will be facing when you start it. So let's go to how this course will work. Okay, we will cover only this one today because it's a little long, and so as not to make this video too long. So let me enhance, if I can, letter size so you can have a better view of this. Okay, so it works. It's much better. How this course will work. Foundations course. Introduction. It says, the Odin Project is an open source community dedicated to providing the best information sources to take you from zero to a full stack developer. In this unit, we'll learn about how the web works and start thinking about the basics of computer and web programming. Each of the following sections and lessons covers essential baseline knowledge. Even if you have no intention of becoming a web developer, this material should help you gain a useful understanding of the moving parts involved in creating and serving content on the web. We will start by getting familiar with the internet and your own computer. Next, we'll set up a development environment and learn about Git and GitHub. Then we'll go over the basics of front-end technologies like HTML, CSS, and JavaScript before stepping into the back end with a brief array that covers the basic concepts of back-end technologies. By the end of this unit, you should not only understand how the web works, but also be able to identify and differentiate between all the technologies that you will use to build your own web applications. You will be able to build a basic web page, style it, and add minor elements of interactivity while working comfortably from the command line. This section intentionally covers a very broad range of topics. It's silly to go diving straight into server-side programming without having a context for what it is and why it's useful and why you should learn it. Lesson overview. This section contains a general overview of topics that you will learn in this lesson. Understand how the Odin Project's curriculum works. Next, understand how the Foundations course works. Okay, let me check something. 15 minutes so far. First, how it works. This curriculum works by aggregating the best content from across the internet to teach a specific topic. In each lesson, we'll introduce the topic and try to provide some useful context before pointing you to external resources made by others. Most lessons will contain questions that you should be able to answer before moving on. Some lessons will include exercises for you to complete. In addition, we provide several projects throughout the curriculum to help you grow your understanding by actually building things. Try not to think of the Odin Project or programming as a class in school. It's not material you learn all at once to take a test and then pass or fail. You can think of it as a snowball. You yourself are a snowball. You're rolling down a hill full of snow. The further you roll, the more snow will stick to you. Sure, snow will also fall off you and you'll forget things often, but that's just part of the process. Don't worry if you reach a project and feel like you haven't retained or memorized anything. That's natural and happens to everyone. The projects are no tests of what you have memorized so far. They are practice points where the information will come back to you as you start solving your problems one at a time, relying on Google and the Odin community for help. A note about tools. We often get questions about why this course does not cover a language or a tool. The truth is that once you complete this curriculum, you will not need a course like this or any sort of tutorial. The Odin Project's goal is not to teach you any standalone skills, and it is not a tutorial. The main idea is to teach you the why and change the way you think. One of the most difficult parts about this course is adopting the right mindset. An even bigger challenge is learning the core ideas of programming. It isn't just about coding. It is about problem solving, asking the right questions, and doing enough research. Getting into a position where you are comfortable with the skills will mean that you will also be comfortable at expanding your skill set. Once you have a solid base, it will be simpler to expand upon it. This is exactly what the Odin Project is about, developing these skills. After completing the course, you will be in a position where you can simply jump straight into the documentation for anything you're trying to learn. Reading the documentation is the best way to learn any tooling, but it takes a skill to master. Many people feel intimidated by the technical jargon, which is understandable. People who write documentation usually assume a background in programming. This is exactly why we give you plenty of material to read on your own. The skills you will gain from completing the Odin Project will be the foundation that you will be building upon for years and decades to come. If you come out of the course thinking that you need another course like this one to learn something like Python, then you either don't believe in yourself or you haven't taken away the important ideas that are covered in this course. The skills you learn here are transferable to various contexts. Once you know the idea and that it is possible to do something, actually finding out how to do that thing becomes significantly easier, and is simply a Google search away most of the time. Again, the skills you learn here are transferable to various contexts. Once you know the idea and that it is possible to do something, actually finding out how to do that thing becomes significantly easier. So it's the development of an mindset. A note about human language. The Odin Project attracts people from all over the world who aspire to learn how to become developers. Please be aware that this curriculum is written in English and maintained by English speakers who are not able or expected to translate it for you. As you develop into a programmer, you will find that the world you are entering into is firmly rooted in the English language. This means that the syntax of your programming language, the documentation that teaches you how to use it, and the majority of the people in the community are all expecting to communicate with you in English. If you are a non-English speaker or English is not a primary language for you, this fact is not meant to discourage you, but to prepare you. As another part of this preparation, we highly recommend spending extra time on topics and terms that you do not understand right away. We also encourage you to seek out additional resources that teach about these topics in your own native language so you can understand them more fully. In addition to this, you might also consider using a translation dictionary in your own language alongside our curriculum so you can readily reference it as you go. We do not have any recommendations on this since there are such a wide variety of languages spoken throughout the world. Finding one may perhaps be a good first step in learning how to find useful tools online by searching. This is a skill you will utilize and improve as you progress in your learning to be a developer. What comes next? Once you have completed this course, you should feel comfortable with the building blocks of web programming, but itching to dig deeper. Though we spend a fair bit of time digging into each of the major topics in this course, it's really just a taste of what comes next and all the cool stuff you can do with it. The last lesson of this course will give you an opportunity to choose between a full stack JavaScript and full stack Rails path, both designed to further develop the foundation established in this course. Each path will focus on taking these raw building blocks and honing them into a highly functional skill set. The Odin Project is maintained by professionals. We have chosen some of the best resources available and curated a guide on how to go through them. If there are no good resources, we write our own. With that said, know that everything in the curriculum is intentionally included and vital for you to become a successful programmer. As you move forward in the curriculum, each portion is built on everything that comes before it. So, skipping things will create pockets of non-understanding in your knowledge that start to affect your ability to solve problems and understand the task at hand. Additional resources are the only thing that is considered optional unless explicitly stated. These are here in case you feel like you need or want to dive deeper into a topic to get a better understanding. Do not skip anything. And here we have an assignment. Learn more about the Odin Project by reading its About page. Let's open the About page. I read that already. Yes, I showed you that already, so we won't go through it. But anyway, remember, it says here what you can expect, what it is, and just the basics. It's a full roadmap to becoming a developer. You learn by doing, and you receive support from others from the Discord community, and this is open source and community driven. And remember the numbers of people. Over 1,700,000 learners, 5,000 contributors. You can also be a contributor. And what is the origin? What person created it and when? 2013. So we covered that already. And check out the frequently asked questions section. So let's see that frequently asked questions. Oh, there's quite a few. So let's see. Who is the Odin Project for? First question. It says here, the Odin Project is for absolute beginners in the world of web development and those who have tried other resources without success. In reality, the Odin Project is for anyone who wants to work as a web developer, build a startup, or just hack together a homepage for yourself. All the tools you need are here. You should consider yourself fairly competent with personal computers and open to using a non-Windows based operating system. We've built an in-depth curriculum designed to take you 100% of the way to becoming a web developer. Many other resources out there teach you just the basics of programming with the Odin Project. You'll create your own websites, games, and social media websites. Excellent. Second question. What is the goal of the Odin Project? The goal of the Odin Project is to provide a complete path for students to go from zero programming knowledge to employed as web developers while working with other students and picking up the skills to become self-sufficient along the way. How long, next question, how long does the Odin project take? We won't have any of these learn it all in 2 days. Yes. You can start from scratch and learn true web development in such a short period of time, and you know it. It's highly unlikely that you'll be employable after a weekend workshop or a 1-month part-time course. On the other hand, you don't necessarily need to put in 4 years getting a computer science degree. 80% of what they cover won't be used during a typical web developer's early career and is not necessary to get hired. So why not learn the 20% and learn the rest while you're getting paid on the job? We've essentially distilled down what you most need to learn to hit that employable level, but it's still a healthy dose of learning. There is no good way to estimate how long it will take you to reach that point, and we don't have any good way of getting data on how long it takes on average anyways. If you're naturally more technical or come from a technical background, it may be a bit faster. If you are less technical or brand new to all these, it will take longer. Don't despair. When you think about it, that's pretty much the same learning curve you have to climb to learn anything worthwhile so far in life. Next question. Which technologies can one expect to learn from the Odin Project? All students are initially enrolled into the Foundations course. This will give you a chance to explore several of the language and technologies you'll need to know on your journey to becoming a web developer. Foundations introduces HTML, CSS, JavaScript, Git, and more. We've also created mini projects that give you a chance to test your knowledge by building your own applications and websites. Once Foundations is complete, students have 2 paths to choose from: full stack Ruby on Rails and full stack JavaScript. I already showed you that at the beginning. The full stack Ruby on Rails path takes a back to front approach to full stack development. We start with a strong foundation in Ruby and an understanding of databases before migrating into Ruby on Rails, which is a framework built using Ruby. Then you'll polish your front-end skills with a journey into HTML and CSS before learning to make your websites flow, load quickly, and look great with JavaScript. The full stack JavaScript path maintains our front-end momentum from Foundations by delving into JavaScript. Once you've got a solid foundation here, you'll take a deeper look at front-end design with HTML and CSS before taking your JavaScript skills to the server side with Express and PostgreSQL in Node.js. Along the way, in either path, you learn Git and deployment, so you can build your own portfolio, collaborate with others, and see your work on the web. Finally, the Odin Project will provide you with opportunities to work with legacy code bases and open source projects. We'll also cover areas specifically intended to help when you are looking for employment. Next question. Well, we're about to finish. Don't worry about it. We are learning. Remember, we are learning. Next question. How is the Odin Project different from other programs? Let's see. The Odin Project is different from other online programs is that it pulls the best resources from around the web and compiles them to create a complete curriculum. In many other programs, the material is formatted to meet their specific curriculum. This means that not all of the lessons are top-notch. The Odin Project sidesteps this downfall by pulling various free resources from around the web and compiles them in one place. The Odin Project also attempts to develop their problem-solving skills while it requires you to install programs on your local computer. As developers, programming errors frequently arise, and knowing how to decipher error messages is critical. These problem-solving skills are frequently ignored by other programs. Lastly, the Odin Project is project-based. Other programs require you to simply input the correct answer. It is difficult to retain any knowledge by learning the bare minimum syntax. The Odin Project is designed with projects built from the ground up, giving you real-world experience that you can use to build your portfolio and get hired as a web developer. Who is Odin? Odin is a figure from Norse mythology, the old father of the gods. He's portrayed as powerful and fickle as they often are, but also wise and cunning. His search for knowledge is a thing of legends. He gave his eye for the wisdom of ages and hung from the world tree, pierced by his own spear for nine days and nights to gain the knowledge of runes. Learning web development is not an easy task, and the tools laid out here are merely the path. You must walk it yourself. Should you possess a thirst for knowledge and persistence of spirit akin to that stored in Odin's mythos, you will find success on your journey. Forgive my English if I make some pronunciation mistake. Where do I sign up? You don't have to. Drive right in. The content is free and available. It'd be best if you started at the beginning and went through in order, but everyone's goals are different, so we make the full curriculum available if you want to cherry pick lessons or projects. However, by signing up, you are able to check off completed projects and lessons, easily keeping track of your progress. We don't collect any user data and keep emails to a minimum. So, as I told you at the beginning, it's best for you to sign up because you can keep a track record of your progress, and that is very useful. Next, is the Odin Project free? Yes, the Odin Project is an open source project created and maintained by hardworking volunteers. To find out how you can help us, please visit our How to Contribute page. Next, will I get a certificate on completion of the course? We don't provide a certificate for course completion. Employers will be much more impressed with your amazing personal portfolio of projects, many of which you'll hopefully have built with inspiration from the Odin Project. Next question, we're about to finish. Do you have a code of conduct? You can read our code of conduct on GitHub. Well, actually, this code of conduct I think is quite long, okay, but it's basically about being educated, being polite, avoiding inappropriate conduct, not being mean with others, and do not post personal information, have a good conduct, don't use bad language, the usual things. If you want, you can get to the page and you can check it yourself. This one say, can I use this curriculum to teach? It says the Odin Project is licensed under two pieces, the curriculum and the main website. The main website is a fully open source project under an MIT license, so you can use the code for whatever you want. The curriculum is currently licensed under a Creative Commons license, which restricts it to non-commercial use without prior authorization, which is not what I am doing. I'm not using commercially. I'm just recording my path in order to motivate others to do the same. This means you can use the Odin Project's curriculum to teach at your club, meetup, or with your friends. In fact, we'd love it if you did that and told us how it went. You can, however, use it to start a boot camp without having a conversation first. Please reach out with any questions to contact@theodinproject.com. And how can I get in touch? If you have questions about the Odin Project itself, feel free to contact us. There is also a friendly Odin community in our Discord chat rooms. And if you have a question, click here and go to Discord to get the answers to those questions. And so we covered all that. Here we have the next topic that says what comes next. Yeah, we'll read it because it's not that long. Okay, let me sip water. Cheers. Let's see. No, we covered this already. Yeah, how this course works. No, but we have to go down. And not about tools, and not about human language. What comes next? Yeah, we did it. We covered this already. Okay. And that's it, I think. Let me see. What is the Odin Project? Improve on GitHub, do core. Okay, that's it. We have finished this part. We have been here 37 minutes so far. So this is the beginning. There was something like questions or something like that. Let me see. We were here. Knowledge check. What is the Odin Project? Let me see. This one, introduction. No, we have covered all this already. Okay, so we have started this path. Keep going. I try to help you as much as I can, but I'm trying to help myself actually by trying to learn. This time I will cover this everything now. But the idea is to share this path with others. Okay, so follow the channel, click and share with others who might need it. If you are in the United States or in any other country, English-speaking country, or you are not but you speak English, I hope you find this information helpful, and thank you for your time. Read the description. If you want to show some support, there are some recommendations there that can be of benefit to you. So read them, and if you find them useful, and remember that I get a commission for all those things there. So have a good day, enjoy, continue with the learning path. Bye bye, ciao.